Welcome to Fairy Tale.
ちょっと汚れたスーツケースを持って何も知らずに空から降りた地図の向こうここに山上夢見た憧れの場所 Yeah 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 Rock City boy Yeah 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 Rock City boy
I am Natsu Dragneel.
I'm Grey Bullbuster.
I am Elfman.
I am Julia. I'm Lisa.
I'm Charle.
I'm Loki.
I'm Happy.
I'm Mira.
I'm Erza.
I'm Wendy.
We are Fairy Tale. We don't live like we have already. Oh, God damn it.
We do. Yes.
My magic arc of time manipulates my wedgie.
I'm Naruto. Wait, shit.
Aha! I suddenly see the fail in this plan.
I'm always needing someone.
Well, I can do that for you.
Like a good neighbor, Moo Moo is there. And can I get a ham sandwich?
I want a sandwich.
I wanna believe a thing on me, make recently it's like this is me. Pretty please, I'm most of the people that do it as a cheese. Rhyme and rhyme, I'm sound like Brian. I won't make up with a blackjack bottom when I stay home. You stay here, now you stay to call Ka-nife.
So hello and welcome to episode 48 of the Fairy Tale podcast. Did I just say furry tale?
Yes,
oh
you
my
did.
god, no.
Yeah.
This episode is failing so hard right now.
So welcome to episode 48 of the Fairy Tale podcast.
Fairy tale.
Huh?
Fairy tale.
I said fairy tale. I didn't say fairy tale.
You just said fairy really funny just now. That was kind of funny.
Fairy.
Fairy.
You're a fairy.
I am a fairy.
Hey, listen. Hey.
Was that flat water?
I'm a cute fairy.
Okay. Welcome to episode 48 of the Fairy Tale podcast, where Navi is the only fairy we don't let join the guild. So,
Because she doesn't have a tail.
no, also because we just got tired of that bitch telling us to listen.
Luxus might have fried her once. It just happened.
It's a short circuit. That's why she keeps repeating, "Hey, listen."
Where we have Luxus, who
She
is
got
apparently
wet,
the
Juvia.
greatest bug zapper ever.
She got wet.
at me, bitches.
That's why she skips and replays.
Yeah, because
She's a very
she's been
bad
shorted out by Lux.
got
No,
wet by
because
Juvia.
Juvia got wet.
And then
Ah, love it when Juvia gets people
I
wet.
love it when she
Who
gets
doesn't? I definitely love it.
Alrighty, so yeah, these are the wonderful things that we talk about on a daily basis. This is our normal conversation.
Kitties.
So, Anime Southeast coming up. That's a big thing. Lots of awesomeness going on there, and of course, nervousness on the part of people who like have to do stuff. Is anybody like? Is it just straight out nervous, or is it just excited? Like, what are your thoughts right now? Just a couple of days before Anime Southeast.
I don't know
Who
what to
is,
do
like-
for my panel.
Yeah, who's like insanely? All right, who's like insanely excited, and who's
Me.
pissing their
I'm
pants?
ready.
I am insanely excited, sir.
I'm pretty laid
I'm
back.
so
I'm nearly
stressed out.
catatonic.
Panels. He's ready for this shit.
I miss.
I am pissing
boss.
my pants. I have so many things I have to do.
Pants pisser.
Shut
I
up.
am I'm right there with you. 'Cause
I don't
I've
know.
got a shit ton
I
of
don't know.
CDs. I have a shit ton of CDs that I have to burn in like 3
What I'm
days.
gonna be doing.
I have to learn like a million fucking songs, do my homework, sleep, prepare, drive.
No one needs to sleep or do homework.
I don't
Dude,
anymore. Yay,
one of my
graduation.
teachers has my homework due on Sunday.
Yeah, a teacher can suck my dick.
I'm supposed to do homework at a convention.
That's why you do it early.
This is fail.
Do it early.
Alrighty, so yeah, there's the general overall tone of what's going on with the Anime Southeast. I am responsible for so much stuff. I'm just hoping I manage to pull it off decently. That's the news from the podcast so far. Any other stuff that we need to talk about on the podcast? Oh, yeah, we're starting up the Konoha Corner stuff for the anime review, and in about 2 weeks we're going to review Fate Stay Night and Fate Zero. And it doesn't matter what crew you're on, whether you're in Fairy Tale, whether you're in Konoha Corner, or we might drag Doctor or John from Chainsaw Buffet and SSA on if they've seen the shows and they want to talk about it. And we're just going to review anime, and it's kind of a way to reinvigorate Konoha Corner. And I don't think we're going to do any, if at all, editing on this. We're just going to kind of chill, have a good time, talk about it. No, it's going to be awesome. Are you kidding? Some of our best shit is usually edited out. So, and we're gonna try and be excited about this, and we will announce next month's anime title that we're gonna do, because we're gonna do this once a month, and then we're gonna take requests from you guys. But if you want all the details on it, visit Gothic Zero Gara, because I'll be publishing the video that will talk more about it in depth, probably by tonight or tomorrow. Alrighty. So, yeah, that's most of the podcasting news stuff, except to say that 139 and 140 of Konoha Corner are up, and you should go over to Gothic Zero Gara and check those out. And that having been said, we're going to move over into the world of fairy tale news and let Charle hook us up with some con updates.
Welcome to con updates. But first, I want to talk about a con that I wish Todd Habercorn was going to be going to, because it is literally called NatsuCon.
Oh, SummerCon! Yes!
I saw that con and I was like, yes, Todd Habercorn's got to be there, and he's not on the guest list.
Boo.
So
you know who to message and make them invite?
Yeah, I probably will say, you gotta go to this con, it's literally your con!
So everybody that's going to be at NatsuCon, you need to, like, bug the crap out of your convention chair to get Todd Habercorn over there. Yeah, just saying.
Okay, so...
Natsu should be at NatsuCon.
Yes. On to actual con news now, or con updates. We have Anime Southeast, which is this weekend, July 13th through the 15th, in Sevierville, Tennessee, at the Sevierville Event Center. Todd Habercorn, the Fairy Tale Podcast, and Konoha Corner will be there.
Yeah, we will.
I won't.
Then we have Icon, which is July 20th through the 22nd in the Winnipeg Convention Center in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And Chris Sabat, Monica Rial, and Todd Habercorn will be there. Then we have Anime World Chicago, which is August 3rd through the 5th at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. Now, last time I said this, I said O'Hare, but they did update the site and actually spelt it correctly. So it is O'Hare, not O'Hare. It's going to be at the Rosemont, Illinois. And Todd Habercorn and Monica Rial will be there. Then there's GoDaiKoCon, August 3rd through the 5th at the Auburn Hills Marriott at Center Point. It's going to be in Pontiac, Michigan. And Tia Ballard will be there. Then we have San Japan, which is August 10th through the 12th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, San Antonio Grand Hyatt Hotel in San Antonio, Texas, and Chris Sabat will be there. And that wraps it up for con news. I'm going to hand it back over to Natsu.
Is it just me or are all the good things in Texas?
What about Ocon? Isn't that July 27th?
Yes,
Baltimore.
But no Fairy Tale cast members are scheduled.
Bullshit! Bullshit!
When did it update? I just checked it today.
I've been telling you this for like weeks. The Japanese voice of Natsu and Lucy are both going to be there.
Oh, no, okay, I have English class, not,
Oh my fucking...
Japanese.
No, you count the Japanese class too. Okay, for those of you that just heard that, obviously, the Japanese voices of Natsu and Lucy are both going to be there, and we're hoping to get in as press so that we can interview them. We've only been talking about this for like 2 weeks, and Charle missed it. Welcome to Fairy Fable.
Cast, not Japanese.
I tell you, keep an eye on both then for future.
Okay. For future reference, I will keep an eye on both, but I was told to do English.
And that wraps things up for FailCon news. And we're gonna move on to failing with Charles' magical education.
Alright.
Okay, you can stop.
Oh my god!
Son of a bitch!
Okay, you can go now.
No!
Alright, go ahead and go.
Welcome to
I think I
Charles,
changed my
Okay, hold
mind.
it.
where I'm going to kill Natsu and Gray and hit them by their teeny tiny little penises if they don't shut the fuck up!
High five.
Hey, you know what that means? You know what that means? Even though she's completely wrong about the teeny and tiny part, that means she's at least been trying to catch a peek.
What's really bad is I've missed this entire thing.
So basically, you're being Juvia. Okay.
High five, dude. High five.
I'm totally focused on Gray right now, I'm sorry.
What are you talking about? He was involved.
I'm thinking of just his body, not anything else.
Oh.
That's all we
While
think about.
threatening
There's
his-
nothing else that's important about him.
Exactly.
It's okay. I'm only slightly offended.
It's okay. It's cousin Luxus.
You're badass, right?
That's right.
Shut up.
Okay, hello and welcome to Charles' Magical Education.
Nope, changed my mind.
No, you've got to
Today I'm
interrupt
going to
her.
cover Toby.
Gotta interrupt.
Really?
Yeah. I
I
hope
love
I'm
Toby.
saying his last name correctly. If I am, he has one
fucking elbow.
because it's Horta. His last name is spelled Horta. Horta.
Or Horta.
Alright.
So Toby's into whores. No way.
No kidding! Alright, he is a mage of Lamiaskel and a subsequent member of Team Leon. Toby is lean and has distinctive animal features. He's got a pair of feline or canine ears sitting on his head, a small dark nose, and a lower face which is colored differently from the rest of his body, bearing the resemblance to a canine or a lion muzzle. It's not clear whether such features are meant to mirror a lion, dog, or a cat. However, it is known that they are merely decorative. He has got shoulder... What?
I'd just like to point out really quickly. Notice how it's Team Leon, but there is no Team Gray. Just saying.
I don't need a team. I'm that awesome.
Whatever. You're part of Team Natsu. And that's what it's actually called.
Again, my care's reached low again. For some strange reason.
Which is funny, because he's not the most powerful person on the team.
No, he's not.
He's just the one that formed it. Technically, if you're going by power ranking, it should be Team Gerza.
What,
Oh,
Natsu?
yeah.
Yeah.
Can I go on now?
No.
Sure.
He has got shoulder-length hair, which is brown, large round eyes with black pupils, and eyebrows. Excuse you. Both biceps are adorned by tattoos. The right one bears the kanji, sashimi?
Sashimi.
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 Actually, the food.
The food. That would be Toby though. Like let's be honest. He wears a sock around his neck.
Sashimi.
So I'm not surprised he's wearing food on his clothes.
No, it's a tattoo on his arm.
He's got food tattooed on his.
He's got the kanji for sashimi on his arm. It's a tattoo.
That's hilarious.
While the other arm is adorned by a single, more elaborated one, which later changed to the crest of the guild Toby re-entered, Lamiaskel. The 7 years time skip doesn't seem to have changed Toby's appearance much, with the only difference being slightly more prominent muscles and an elongated face. Toby is always seen bare-chested. He initially wore an extremely loose pair of pants with mildly torn hems, held up by a long belt covered in many ROMs, with the part left out from its plain rectangular buckle hanging down. Such pants bore a large dark shield-shaped logo embolized on the right knee. This depicted a stylized skull bearing ears similar to Toby's, with a pair of bones crossed below it. The whole symbol was highly reminiscent of a Jolly Roger. Toby had a red collar covered in hollow studs circling his neck, and donned a pair of simple dark shoes, each adorned by a light...
Donned
not
a pair.
Doned.
No, it donned.
No, it's donned.
Donned.
Don a pair
It's
of shoes.
donned.
Donned.
It's pronounced donned.
Well, it's spelled donned.
But you say it donned.
French.
Do you say knife, Ka-nife?
Yes?
That's you, not me. Okay. And donned a pair of simple dark shoes, each adorned by a light, stylized footprint similar to that of a cat, or maybe a small dog. After the return of the fairy tale members, who were stuck on Tenor Island, Toby is shown wearing a pair of less loose pants, paired with a light belt, which on the front bears a dark cloth with light edges hanging from it. Two semicircular horizontal bands are secured to the cloth, attached to it on both sides by buttons and covering Toby's legs from the ankles to the upper part of his thighs are dark leggings with light upper edges. He seems to retain his old color, but now added a long chain hanging on his chest, to which a dark sock with lighter parts, which is completely white in the anime, is attached. Toby is completely unaware of the later object's presence on himself, and thus goes around with one matching sock on his right foot, and his left foot bare, sporting no other footwear. He also is shown with a pair of simple sunglasses kept on his forehead.
I like how this went from magical education to Toby's fashion show.
Oh, work it, Toby. Oh.
God,
Wanna
don't
just-
do that.
No, carry on.
Toby possesses some peculiar traits. He's known for often saying casual even when greeting others or as a comment.
So he has Deidara speech?
Yeah, probably. He also has the tendency to angrily shout at others for the most trivial reasons, and randomly. He seems to be easily fooled, having been tricked by Natsu into pricking himself with his own nails, but also proud and confident in his abilities.
Let's just be honest. Every time Natsu's around, Toby touches himself.
Oh god.
You know, maybe I totally missed
He
it.
openly claimed to be stronger than Yuka. After Yuka's defeat, he also appears to be somewhat sensitive, or maybe to easily grow attached to people, having been shown crying when Team Natsu left Gouna Island. While doing so, he claimed that he wasn't in fact crying, due to his pride. Toby doesn't seem to be very smart, having no idea that the sock he'd been looking for 3 months was hanging on his own chest, declaring such fact his super secret and claiming to have hidden it from others despite it being obvious due to him walking around with 1 foot bare. Such matter.
So I'm thinking in Japanese culture, it's probably a good idea not to name your child Toby, because all Tobys are idiots. Just saying.
Such matters puzzled him deeply, making him desperate after recovering his long sock. He was shown overflowing with tears of joy, which turned into tears of sadness when the sock itself was destroyed. So he found it, and then it got destroyed. He had it the entire time. His magic, he has been seen using a moon drip, and it is an uncategorized caster-type spell. Moon drip requires the light of the moon to act. It can deactivate every possible spell, even the unmeltable ice, made by using the ice shell, if the user requires a lot of magic power. It may take a long time to collect it. Leon took up to 3 years to finally gather enough magical power to be able to melt Deliora's ice. Aside from that, its exhaust fumes can also crystallize and create a layer in the sky, which has an unhealthy effect on demons since it affects their memory. His
I
weapon.
have short memory.
I know, you didn't remember. You can't even remember what I did to you last night.
I can too. That freaking was awesome.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, but I know what you did last summer.
Ice make
Oh
a penis.
yeah.
Magical ice.
Ice make penis.
What?
Definitely definitely not Charles' magical education anymore. Okay. They are his fingernails. He uses paralyzed powder, which is a magical powder.
Paralyzed powder. I wonder if you can make roofies.
Toby is the creator of the date rape drug.
Yay!
Now I know why Juvia likes him so much.
I love Toby.
Ray.
Oh God!
Why don't you just take a small little sip of this cute little drink?
Hey! Even Admiral Akbar can tell you it's a trap.
Am I gonna have to strike a fairy wall?
Paralyzed powder is a substance that electrocutes or paralyzes whoever it touches. Toby uses it to cover his long fingernails and attacks with them.
And bad that I didn't think that she was going to say fingernails.
That wraps it up for Charles' magical education, Charles' sex talk, and Charles' drug making lab. Going to hand it over to Natsu. I'm going to hand it over to Elfman for cooking with Elfman.
You also forgot it's Toby's fashion show.
Oh, okay, sorry. That wraps it up for Charles' magical education, Charles' sex time, Charles' drug making lab, Toby's fashion show, and I'm going to hand it over to Elfman for cooking with Elfman.
Hopefully there'll be more drug making with special brownies.
I don't know. Meth is a hell of a drug.
Ooh, special brownies.
So, back to cooking with Elfman, where we will encourage the pronunciation of Ka-nife.
Ka-nife.
I love knives. They're amazing. Today on Cooking with Elfman, I'm going to teach you how to make an iced berry cake.
That sounds so delicious.
Because it is.
You have my attention, sir.
What you're going to need is about 20 ounces of berries, preferably frozen.
Done.
Mixture of varieties.
Grapes.
Yeah, put those on your own.
Hey, Wendy's not on. Wendy's not on. We can talk about grapes all day long.
We can whistle as well.
A generous 1/2 or 2/3 cup of heavy cream. Juvia catch. Ah.
I get it.
Did you just say Juvia catch?
Yeah.
Catch that cream.
Only if it's good cream, okay?
Catch that cream. And
Yeah,
that's it, we're over.
Trust me, it's
I'll
tasty.
totally catch it.
I'm going to need 3.5 ounces of really good quality chocolate, preferably milk chocolate or white confection, melted. 1 cake, single or double layer, store-bought or made from scratch, whichever you prefer, whichever is easier for you. And a section of interesting, edible for decorating. Have fun and go wild. So if you have a pair of edible boobs, put it on there.
Are you kidding? All boobs are good for a mouth. Those are milk bags. Those are awesome.
Especially Elfman.
I know,
They're
mine
amazing.
are amazing. Evergreen loves them. Hers are nice too, by the way. Just saying. Anyway,
So, for those of you out there listening, we need to find an Evergreen cosplayer. So all Evergreen cosplayers, please send your pictures to fairytalepodcast@gmail.com so that we can send Elfman over to him and you can show him the love he deserves.
Poor Elfman, so lonely.
Not an Anime Southeast.
Juvia feels bad for him.
it's okay.
Moving on.
Yes, moving on. Now first, if you're using frozen berries, remove them from the freezer, and by the time you serve the cake, the chocolate will hopefully be done melting. Berries, so they're cold but not frozen. Cream until it's a nice, thick, and softly peaked. I like the sound of that, softly peaked. Plop the cake on a plate, slab the whip.
Plopping.
This is just getting super dirty. Plop the cake on a plate, slab the whipped cream across the top of the cake, and layer on the berries. If you're using a layer cake, slip some berries in between the layers and lavish some of the cream on the berries on the top layer.
I just realized something is going on that we haven't brought up in a long, long time.
Oh.
Luxus,
Yeah.
sexual tension.
Hey, have you guys heard of that book? It's a cooking book. There's a cookbook, and it says,
sexual
"Why are
tension?
these strawberries on my nipples? They should be in the fruit salad.
Well, that could be an innuendo in itself too.
It is.
We haven't said sexual tension in such a long time.
Sexual tension.
Sexual tension. And that is the name of this episode.
Any more sexual tension?
What's episode 48? Sexual tension.
Sexual tension.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, there's
always more sexual tension.
Drizzle the warm melted chocolate across the top of the cake and pile on the decorations.
Like, if you could see my face when you did that, oh, it would have been fucking priceless.
What were you drizzling over his face?
Right? No, but like my mouth, I was like, oh my god. Joji just narrated an audiobook of sexual tension.
All over Natsu's face.
Right? And I was happy to lick it all up.
Tasty.
It was! All that whipped cream.
I can do it anytime, any place.
Oh, continuing on. I'm not editing a fucking thing.
Okay, everything may be.
Everything. Got a face full of juvia, didn't you?
I did.
Uh-huh.
I really did.
So much juvia to go around.
Or was it?
Okay, sorry. After hearing that, I've just got us in this picture. That this totally makes sense for this moment.
I loved it.
It totally makes sense.
Just singing Prince Ali the other day.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's totally thinking sexual tension.
Sexual tension. Back to cooking with Elfman.
Sounds like back to sexing with Elfman.
Right.
Prepare for my whipped cream.
And make it double.
Double shot.
Oh my god.
All right.
Send all your monies to Gray so he can get to America.
He can taste my nut.
You taste my Ka-nife.
Everything may be on the side, but that's still perfect. Present with pride. That's how you get them.
Present one's penis.
Pride. It's my pride. And that is it for Sexual Tension with Elfman. I'm going to pass it on to Lisana or Tagara for Reedus Gallery.
Dude.
You're right, I forgot.
I just randomly came over from Naruto World to do Reedus Gallery.
Get out.
Sexual tension. It's all the sexual tension. Everybody's confused.
It is.
I know, we need to relieve this tension.
Where's Evergreen? Where's Evergreen?
Send your Evergreen photos to fairytalepodcast@gmail.com.
Evergreen for Elfman.
Juvia's already here.
So that Elfman can finally relieve. So that Elfman can finally relieve his sexual tension.
Tension relief, I can give it to him.
Oh God!
I will relieve your tension like no tomorrow.
Nope.
Come here, big boy. Come here.
This is
I'll
not a
relieve
manly
your
thing.
elf, man.
This is not a manly thing at all.
I'll relieve your elf all over my man.
Oh God!
Oh my God! Oh God! Okay, so Elfman, turn it over to me, quick!
This is Elfman. Oh God! I don't know what to do anymore.
He's
can't
sexual
run away
tensioned
from
all
me.
over himself.
You can't run away from me, Elfman.
This is Sexual Tension with Elfman. I'm going to pass it over to Natsu for Reedus Gallery. I'm running away now.
So, welcome to Reedus' Gallery, and I'm taking over temporarily for Lisana, who's on vacation with her family, and so this week, and for a couple more weeks, I'll be doing the Reedus' Gallery segments. And this week, I chose an image called Gerza, and it is by Milady6. And it's actually the first time I've gotten a chance to see this coupling, so I really wanted to share it with everybody, all of our listeners, the crew, everything. I wanted you guys to see this. And so it's basically the Edolas versions of Jellal and Gerza, like if they were a couple. But obviously they'd act very differently than the Jellal and Gerza that we know. I think the coloring's done really well. There's a good use of light and shadow. The anatomy's kind of pretty well done. Not to mention, I also think that Gerza looks very cute with short hair, and that's a big part of it too. But, enough of my ramblings. Let's hear what everybody else thinks. So, thumbs up or down, Aries.
Thumbs up.
Elfman.
Thumbs up.
Jellal.
Up.
Luxus.
Thumbs up.
Mira.
Thumbs up, up.
It's a lot of up people.
Are we
there.
sure that was a thumb? Are we sure that was a thumb? Sexual tension.
Oh, yeah.
Charle.
Paws up.
Gray.
Thumbs up.
Juvia.
Thumbs way up.
And Lucy.
Thumbs up.
Alrighty. And so, we're gonna go through and see what everybody thought about this image. So, what did you like or not like? Aries.
I like everything about it, and the way that Jellal is holding Erza's wrist, it's almost like, I don't know, but for whatever reason, the word that comes to mind in a moment like this is kind of kinky, and I don't know why.
Sexual tension.
Do I need to
Basically,
relieve
I
more?
am the prince. You will lay down with me, woman. Charle.
When I look at it, I just see Jellal as Kaito, and Erza just stole his scarf, and he's like, "Bitch, give it back."
Bitch, give me back my clothes. Sexual tension.
God.
The movie coming out this winter for Christmas, just in time. Elfman.
Well, this is one of my favorite pairings. Mistwalker is really nice, and this picture is really good as well.
Mm-hmm. Gray.
I like it. I like her expression, I should say.
Okay. Jellal.
I really like the photo. I like the, just the dignitary thing, because you can see technically Mustagon in his dignitary clothes and with the Edo Erza. So it's really kind of cool seeing that side of the relationship type thing, where it's kind of like not them trying to be together, but then Erza like, get your hand off me.
All right. Juvia.
I really, really like the way that Jellal is looking at her. Because it's like, if you've ever like seen one of those really lovey-dovey sappy movies or whatever, where like if the girl's pissed and the guy's just kind of like trying to stop her, it's like he's not mad, he's just trying to calm her down. I think it's really sweet and I like it.
Luxus.
Like I said, I like the uniform, but I also like the transition they did between the foreground and the background.
Yeah, it's a very soft and smooth transition there.
Yeah, just like a
It
movie.
doesn't hurt your eyes. It doesn't hurt your eyes, the transition between those. Yeah. Lucy.
I actually love Erza with short hair. She looks so much sexier like that.
Yeah, she does. And finally, Mira.
I love it. I think it's awesome, and I'm not just saying that because I'm cosplaying Nightwalker at Ocon.
Yeah, you are.
Maybe.
All right. So if you could give this one word, what would it be? Aries.
I stick with the word I said before. It looks kind of kinky to me.
Kinky. Okay.
Dirty.
Charle.
Sexy.
Elfman.
Fury.
Did you say fury?
No, I said furry.
Oh,
I've
furry?
definitely heard Yuri, like girl on girl.
Fury.
Yeah.
Jellal is not Justin Bieber, okay?
Ah. Fury.
Gray.
He's too sexy for that.
Kill you.
Anger?
Jellal.
Forceful.
Juvia.
Oh, my mouth is full.
No, sorry.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Sexual tension.
I'm glad I could feel it.
Oh my god.
Oh, well then. I'm just gonna put breathe. I'm just gonna say breathe.
Breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Luxus.
Tension.
Tension. I'll go with sexual on this one. Lucy.
Rape!
Rape?
He is the most calm expressioned rapist ever.
It's hypnotism rape.
He's like, you know what? It's gonna happen. Just give in. Just
I can see it now. He's holding her hand and all of a sudden, Nightwalker,
You're getting
I just
sweet.
jizzed in my pants.
Then just
Who
stares at her
said
and goes,
Who said
tapping
Ayers
that
is not the
ass.
one that's gonna rape him?
Because she has no penis?
All right, so
No.
anyway,
I
hey,
just-
women
no.
can rape men.
Exactly.
Women can rape men.
Not a nice
The
sight.
penis
but-
helps.
Right? Alright, so, and finally Mira.
Oh yeah.
That's 2 words.
They're hyphenated, we'll take it. So I've got sexual and Luxus has got the tension, so we're still good on this. Awesome. Alright, so yeah, that is going to wrap us up for Reedus Gallery and all of our segments, and we are going to move on to the manga recap. Alrighty, so this week's chapter is chapter 290, and we're almost at the 300 mark, just 10 weeks to go. And it's the Grand Magic Games, starts off with Grand Magic Games Day 3 final standings, and we get to see how the order has changed since the competition portion and the game portion. And not exactly happy with the results. I still think that Fairy Tail should have been at least in 3rd and 4th. That's just how things went. We're gonna see what everybody else's opinion on this is. You guys are more than welcome to comment on any page you feel like commenting on. We'll start with page 1. Anybody got any thoughts or opinions on this one?
I know how you said that you want them to be like 3rd and 4th, but I think it's going good the way it is because, you have to realize that prior to this year, they were all the way at the end, so it's not really, I don't know the word I'm looking for.
It's not really that bad.
Yeah,
deal.
like,
I mean, especially compared to how they started out too. They were in last place. So.
But I want them to be number 1.
But they can't always be number 1, otherwise they'd be perfect, and nothing can be perfect. I mean, technically it can, but then it's just kind of lame. Just saying, I absolutely love the pumpkin guy's face. He looks like he's like plotting something. He's like,
I know! It's like Creeper. It's like Creeper Pumpkin.
Creeper mode.
He's planning something else. There's something else. He has ulterior motive.
I told
he's
you.
the face that you don't want to see.
And I honestly am waiting to find out what they are. So if you go to page 2, which is actually page 8, once you skip through all the fan art, that's another thing I'm really, really not liking with the site we're using right now. They have a shit ton of fan art that does not even need to be there.
I like it when it's at the end.
Right? I like it better when it's at the end. It makes it a lot better. So the chapter is called Night of Intersecting Feelings, and we immediately go back to exactly where we were with the confrontation between Jellal and, I keep wanting to call him Mest, Doran Bolt. So we get here, there's an epic stare-off, and you've got the rest of the Magic Squad behind them. Jallal's like, I'm in a hurry. Anybody want to comment on this page, or are we moving on? What's going on?
Well,
There's too much sexual tension on this page.
there is. Look at all those stares, all the people, all the whole entire crowd giving the whole entire group behind them.
I want you, I need you, oh baby, oh baby.
Exactly.
Alright, so I guess anybody else got any comments that they wanted to do for this page, or should we press on?
I like the one dude's face behind the chick, because it's kind of funny and amusing looking. It's 2 dots and a line. Do you see it? It really is.
Alright, so we move on to the next page, and Jallal's trying to walk past him, and Mess is like, oh no you didn't. I mean, it's not really any action that's happening, it's just, you push my face, and then all of a sudden his hat comes off and everybody sees Jallal's face, and they're like, and so now I'm like, oh shit, what are they gonna do? You know? Was my first thought. What was everybody else's feeling when they got through this?
I was definitely like holding my breath, like, what's gonna happen? Oh no, he cannot
I tell you
get
what was
kicked out.
happening. I tell you what was happening to me. My bumhole was biting my seat.
What the heck? Really, dude?
Potential.
Alrighty, so yeah, there's that. Alrighty, so next up will be, I'm sorry, anybody else want to leave any comments?
Yeah, we good.
Okay, so our next image is the top panel is a full-on shot of Jellal. You get everybody's reaction, and then here comes little pedo boy from the games to save the day. Alright, I love this guy
So do
for
I.
coming and saving the
I
day.
do too.
That was awesome.
Personally,
What?
like, Jellal looked terrified, and I was like, oh no, there's something is awful's gonna happen, and then like I see a funky leg doing a stinky leg, and then
A funky leg.
my face.
That's the new fairy tale dance move, the funky leg.
Funky leg.
So Yajima's son comes in and saves the day, and then we move to the next page where he starts actually explaining everything about Edolas really quickly. And basically says this is the Jellal from Edolas, like Mystagon is the Jellal from Edolas, which is technically true.
It is.
But Mystagon was, but this is not actually Mystagon. For the moment, it seems like they're buying it, you know?
Yeah.
Anybody else got comments?
I was really hoping they did buy it. His hat looks like a mushroom.
The hornball.
Apparently there's a
face
balloon
is like-
stand somewhere around.
Balloon stand?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you say that?
See, there's like a barrel full of balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of those in the side shot of Yajima's face.
Oh, holy crap, there is.
Yep.
There's.
Alright, now we get to an even more controversial moment. You see Kagura and the rest of Mermaid Heel along with Miliana walking by, and Kagura spots Jellal. And, like, her reaction was like, whoa. Like, oh.
No, it was more like
Right, she was like about to,
yeah,
like she was about to like throw up. Like that shocked her to the core.
He was so sexy. He was just like, oh.
I can't
really-
contain my orgasm. It is coming out of my mouth. It is so
Coming out
hard.
of everywhere. Everywhere.
Am I the
That's
only
what
one?
it is. She doesn't want revenge against Jellal. She just wants to bone the hell out of him.
Look at that face.
Who wouldn't? I mean, have you seen him? Jeez. Anyways,
So new cosplay ideas. Jellal, awesome. Know how to get into
I'm already planning on cosplaying.
right.
I really like seeing this. Just makes me really want to know what the deal is.
What it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that. That's so true. I really want to know what happened between Kagura and Jellal.
I mean, because I can understand what he did to Erza and getting upset about that, but like,
Mhm.
I don't know. For some reason, I don't picture him doing anything worse to her than what he did to Erza. And if Erza can forgive him, then I'm like,
like
what?
what he did to Erza was so cold-blooded.
It was.
But-
It was
Well,
awful.
cause her to make
Hmm?
so repulsed that she gets physically sick.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we move on to the next page. She's still coughing and retching, and she grabs hold of that sword pretty tightly.
It's like her safety thing. Like, have you seen Prince of Tennis?
Yes. No, I haven't seen Prince of Tennis, but I was agreeing with the safety thing.
It's there's this guy that like he's super shy and quiet, and when he grabs his racket, he gets all like strong and stuff, and that's what that reminded me of. It's like her little kitty blanket that
Right.
little kids hold on to.
Security blanket.
And they're calling for the medical corps, and then Miliana looks over and sees Jellal, and the face that she gives as soon as she sees Jellal.
Oh, she's
my!
pissed. Oh,
She is so.
It kind of got me a little bit excited. Not gonna lie, I was like, "What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do?"
And I was actually kind of crossing my fingers and hoping that Miliana didn't see her just because of the whole relationship between her and Erza.
Yeah.
But like as soon as she saw her, I was like, "Fuck, what's gonna happen now?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kagura, when you move over to the next page, seems to be getting a hold of herself. And Miliana, of course, is still disturbed. She's like, over there, though. She's like, I know, blah, blah, blah. So the whole thing is the last panel with Kagura's face, like, that is the face of shit is about to go down. The next panel with Erza
You mean Miliana?
was Miliana talking about Erza. Oh, my God,
I
that just
It's heartbreaking to me. It made me
like
feel
I
so
feel
betrayed.
so bad for Miliana. I'm hoping that whatever goes down in the next couple of days is so horrific that everybody just kind of lets this go.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel really, really
Honestly.
bad for Jellal. I really hope he has changed this time.
Like Jellal
yeah.
is one of those characters. It's so bad because like when you thought Jellal was like this evil character and everything, and then you turn around and find out that it was actually Ultir that was pretending to be Zareth and had him under control the whole time. And you realize Jellal was just as much a victim as anyone else, and that I think that's the big reason why I feel for Jellal so badly.
Mm-hmm.
Like that definitely played on that. But anyway, he puts his Mystagon outfit back on, and he wanders away trying to find whatever it was that he was searching for. And then you find out that they did not buy Yajima's story, and they're like, yeah, he ain't getting away, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, shit.
I was definitely... Okay, are they whispering or are they speaking in each other's heads? Because...
They're whispering.
Okay. Because I was definitely looking at it and I was like, are they speaking to each other like mind control? That's a little freaky. That's really freaky.
Warren does have the telepathy ability,
I didn't
so
know
there
that.
are mages that can carry that. Now, you get the whole crowd leaving in the next page. They're leaving the stadium, and Jellal's kind of looking around trying to find him, find the person he was looking for, and that's pretty much where this Jellal story ends for now. And I kind of like that, because I don't want to have one whole chapter that's about just one person's arc. You keep the overall progression of the story going with multiple characters, and I like that. So that's another reason why I like the way Hiramashima does the manga. All right, now we get back to one of the things I definitely wanted an answer on for the next. Oh, you had something you wanted to talk about? Sorry.
I really, really, really like the detail in like the background on the panels on this page.
Oh yeah, a lot of really detail.
I mean the flying cars things. Those are actually flying cars, right? I'm not imagining shit, right?
I don't think they're actually cars.
There's something like cars.
Flying transportation of some sort. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think they're actually cars. They're like...
There's a magic carpet.
They look kind of like ships. There's a magic carpet?
They look like cars.
There is.
Yeah, there's a magic carpet.
There's DBZ at work in Fairy Tail.
Yes.
And Aladdin.
All right. So, Aladdin. We just can't get away from Aladdin today.
Nope, because he's sexy. Prince Ali.
It's all your fault, Luxus. Speaking of Luxus, we now get back to he and Master talking in the next page. And they're talking about Lumen Historiae. And obviously, Marketov is a little distraught by this. So this is the scene setup right now. What are you guys thinking right now? Are you like, oh my god, I really want to know what this is? Because we know that Lumen Historiae was what Marketov showed to Gildarts. So... how are you feeling when you read this page?
I want to know.
Right?
I was like...
Curiosity.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, I want to be the master of fairy tale so I can find that out.
The bit to know what it is.
Oh, I'm telling you.
I definitely was thinking there's no way he's going to tell him, but then, like, I thought that with the next few pages, or the next page, I thought that the first was going to tell him.
Mavis was, yeah. All right, so then Mavis shows up on the next page, surprising both of them, and she corrects Luxus on Lumen Historiae being the darkness of fairy tales. She said it's the light of our guild, and then we get the knowledge that this information is only passed on from guildmaster to guildmaster, and through that we're like, well then how did Ivan, depending on how you want to say his name, find out about this? And that seems to be a major spot about what Marketov is worried about. But at the same time, I also like, in the last panel of that page, how Luxus is like, if it's not something suspicious, then I won't pry any further. And that shows, I think, how much Luxus has grown.
Yeah, I agree.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah. Just looking at the middle page and how serious the first face is, when it hasn't really been serious this whole time.
Right, and that's like uber serious face. It's like that is the fairy tale master face right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I'm proud of Luxus because when we first met him, if somebody would have told him about the light of fairy tale, he would have demanded to know what it was. Now he's just kind of like, okay. I'll wait.
He's like, look, if it's not anything that's dangerous, then I'm cool with not knowing. And I really think that shows that he's matured. Then we move on to the next page, which is a explanation about possibly how Ivan found out about it. And they're saying Purito probably told him. And he was, of course, the second master who Mavis picked. So at that point, she's like, it's all my fault. And then she starts crying. And she's like, I'm not crying at all.
And they're both freaking out.
Yeah.
And they're both freaking out. I love that. The master's like, Luxus, comfort her. And Luxus is like, that's too high of a hurdle for me to jump. And I'm like,
It's so cute. I think
so it's a really, I think this was a really good way to take the seriousness of the scene and throw just a little sprinkle of comedy in there. Like, I really love how this kind of played out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when the guys get shocked. I mean, Mavis's face is kind of a typical face, but Luxus just makes me like want to die laughing and looking at it. He's like, no.
I don't know what to do
But
here.
it's so typical Luxus. It's so funny.
But Mavis just looks so adorable, and we've already seen several fan art images on DeviantArt of just her face doing this breaking down and crying part. It is adorable. But like my favorite face that she made on this page was when she said it's all my fault. That face. Oh my god, best face ever. Just saying. All right. Then we get to the bar and Sun. And Fairy Tail's having a big party, and geez, I cannot imagine how much time it took to draw all of this out, because pretty much every character in Fairy Tail is in there. If you look behind Sleeping Gajeel, you've got Panther Lily standing there screaming, "I have the power!" Basically, he's holding it like He-Man. Kana drinking as usual. I don't know who Wakaba is pointing at while he's smoking, but he's pointing at something. Juvia is still shaking her ass for Gray. Yeah.
She's so cute. She's so adorable.
If you look at it, Natsu and Romeo are in practically the exact same pose, except Romeo doesn't have food in his hand.
And they're wearing like the same exact clothes.
Yeah, they pretty much are.
Yeah.
And I like the other thing that I like is that Lisana and Lucy are kind of standing together the way they are.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like Lucy's butt's hanging out, just saying.
You've got, I love how you've got the two doting parents with Asuka there while they're eating. And then Kinana right beside her. And then Mira is at the very, very bottom. Mira's at the very, very bottom. Did anybody see the waiter? The little blob thing that's the waiter holding
Yes.
That is so adorable.
That
So
thing's
much
totally-
detail that
Isn't
went
that
into
the
this.
Yes,
Rainmaster?
Rainmaster.
Yes.
Okay, then that totally makes sense then. No wonder it was so easy. But I didn't know. And then we're talking about how Urza's suddenly recovered, and she's like, no, I don't have an amazing recovery ability, but poor Lucia and Wendy were there, so it would help. And I love how Mira's like, yeah, Elfman hasn't recovered, even with the power of those two. And this is the first time that I've ever seen Lisana go, oh my god, he's pathetic.
Facepalm.
Facepalm. Any other stuff that you guys want to say about this page? Because there's so much going on in this page.
Such a fun page.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, this page alone brought a smile straight to my face immediately.
Same.
Yeah.
It was just like typical, yes, love it. Like, Big Slow and, what's his name standing over there by Romeo, and I'm just like...
Freed.
Yeah, Freed. I really loved the Juvia and Gray thing going on there. I thought it was just like, yeah. But I just noticed something. Where's Wendy?
She's right next to... She's
or not
right
Wendy.
in front of Gajeel.
Charle. Oh, I see Charle. Okay. I was like, where's Charle?
And then we move on to the next sneeze, the next scene, which is actually transitioned really well to the sneeze.
Yeah.
Because,
It really is a sneeze.
Lisana was talking shit about him, and now he sneezed, and he's like, shit, someone must be calling me a man. I'm like, no, that's not what happened.
Total opposite.
But I love this. He looks over, and there's Evergreen, and I'm
So
like,
cute.
oh my god, that's adorable. I love that. It's like, why is Ever sleeping here? Shit! And she's still asleep, saying, I'm not worried about you or anything like that.
And it's
Elfman's
such a lot.
face.
It's like, oh.
Oh god. No, I love that. It's like instead of saying that she is she's a man, she's like, she is a woman, and that's the first time he said woman.
Yep.
So budding romance right there. And I love that Hiroshima, unlike Kishimoto and Oda, Mashima Sensei has no problem with doing romance stories in his stuff, and I love that. So
I like it too.
he enjoys couplings and stuff like that. Like, he really does. Alrighty. Let's talk about this page.
This totally isn't my favorite page ever.
She's a
I
real
love
woman.
Elfman's face.
I I'm totally not a shipper.
Yeah,
I
right.
love it. I think it's adorable.
You've sailed that ship so hard. All right.
Ever since way back.
Anything else you guys want to say before we move on? Okay. Now we're moving on to my favorite page ever.
I know! It's awesome!
Wendy and Charle are talking, and Wendy's like, I'm sorry I couldn't do, as great as Gerza did when she just went out there first and owned. And everybody's like, seriously? Wendy, you did amazing. And I kind of agree with them. Like, Wendy standing up to a wind godslayer, yeah, that's amazing.
She did really, really well.
She doesn't have the instincts of Natsu, and yet she managed to do that. So that's really, because Natsu may be like dumb as a bag of rocks, but he's got like great instincts, and that's usually what keeps him going through all the fights that he goes through. It's about as sharp as a sack of wet mice. Case in point, wine barrel surfing.
Barrel roll.
And then crash right into Gajil. And then, okay, best face from Natsu ever is the "Do you want to try it too" face.
It's so cute.
That is so funny. And then who goes up next? Well, of course it'd have to be Gray.
I'm surprised he still got his clothes on when he jumps on. Just saying.
Oh God!
But wait, there's more.
Not for long though.
Just wait.
I mean,
just
not for
wait.
long,
There's more.
but-
All right. So, what did you guys think about this page?
Do a barrel roll.
I love the menu flowing, like flying.
Did you say do a barrel
Do a
roll?
barrel roll.
I keep saying we have to do this at a photo shoot one time.
Yeah.
We have
to do this. Okay, we need to get people like making it look like they're surfing on this, and then we're gonna Photoshop it in there. So, all right, cosplayers out there, fairy tale cosplayers, wine barrel
I
surfing.
just realized
New shot.
Natsu's
The new
using the
photo
menu as the surfboard, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Oh
I
my
love like
God.
the mini Gerza going on the next page.
All right. So, wine barrel surfing for all future photo shoots is all we're saying for the fairy tale listeners.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Especially you people in Japan. Because Japanese people, you're hot. We want to see pictures of you regardless. So, all right. Then I love how, all right, we get to the next page and Gray has just crashed. And in the process of surfing to crashing, he has managed to strip off all of his clothes except for his
They
boxers.
disintegrated when he hit 88 miles an hour.
Right? The flux capacitor sent his clothes forward into the future.
His
by-
boxers.
And
The flux
they sent them forward into a future at one point when he's trying to get it on with Juvie and he gets clothed.
Aw, that's hilarious. All right. And then Urza's like, yeah, I'll go next. They're like, I said it was dangerous. Somebody stop her. I'm like, shit. Like, that's going to stop
I love how
Urza.
Erza,
Yeah.
like when you first meet Erza's the one that like stops all the fighting and the ruckus and stuff like that, doesn't she?
Yeah, like, she's so strict,
Yeah.
and yet she's
Yeah.
learned to just kind of chill and have a good time. So it really shows how Urza has come to grow as a character as well. So I love that. I
I
really,
love how
really
someone's
do.
like, somebody stop her! Who's gonna stop her? She'll just punch him in the
I
face.
love how somebody says it's dangerous to Erza. I mean, really?
Right?
Yeah.
We just defeated 100 monsters.
I just like how Levy is like, you should join too, Lucy. And Lucy's like, I'm wearing a skirt. And Levy's like, yeah, somebody wearing a skirt is doing their best falling over as we speak. And I'm like,
I love that picture
you
of
should
Urza.
totally. All right, this is where you need a camera to get Urza panty shots. And
Again,
we've got the laughter,
again,
right?
Japanese cosplayers falling down
Alrighty.
a panty shot.
Right? All right, so anything anybody else wanted to say about this page before we move on?
I was a
To it
little
getting-
confused by the little box in front of. That's Levy, right? I think it's Levy. Yeah.
Yeah, this is all Levy dialogue for like the next couple of
I
panels.
was a little confused when I first read that, but
She's cataloging
Okay.
what's going on.
Then we move on to the next one, and as I didn't really pay enough attention to the panels out there, the stuff happening in the background, because I was too busy reading. But I love this next one. The next person for wine barrel surfing is Lisana being forced by Natsu and Happy. Mira thinks it's hilarious, and Romeo's like, hell yeah. I think that Jet just stole some of Droy's food, and Droy's trying to chase him. Lucy and Connor are giving a high five, and apparently the barrel's been tipped over and the alcohol's pouring out.
No, it looks like
And
blood
in
comes out
true
of-
fashion, as Master Mako is just standing there drinking it.
Of course.
And then we've just got the whole party thing, but the one thing I really wanted to go and talk about really quickly was how adorable is it to see Gerza holding Asta?
Yeah. Aw,
That
it's
is
so cute.
I didn't know what that was at first. I thought it was a monkey with the cowboy hat.
Oh, that's sad. That's awful.
You make fun of their
Then
child
there's
like
Reedus
that.
just skipping all the way as usual.
Yeah, Reedus just going through his gallery.
Totally
and
love
then
Juvia's eyes.
we've got Juvia Hard Eyes.
As always.
And then we move back to Sabretooth, and I guess they fixed the damage.
Yes.
But then we've got Lecter coming out and being like, "Motherfucker, why are you not sleeping?" And Sting's like, "I have a feeling I'll be fighting Natsu tomorrow." So he's One Track Mind Sting that's his new nickname. One Track Sting.
Sabretooth repairs damage as fast as Gray strips his clothes.
Probably.
Right? Alrighty. So any comments on that page? I mean, the really good stuff is coming up on the next
Lecter
page.
needs his pillow.
Lecter needs his pillow.
By good, do you mean 2 sets of boobs?
Alrighty. So we move on to the next page where he's saying he's been waiting for this for over 7 years, and Lecter's like, "Yeah, you'll definitely win." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's a lot of positivity coming from you, Lecter, considering what you just saw Natsu do a couple of days ago." Alright, bottom of this page is like the most important stuff right here. First off, whoa, pumpkin guy without his pumpkin head on, walking away.
I didn't notice
What
that
is going on
before,
here?
But I get that.
Okay. Then naked Kagura, hell yeah.
She looks.
Miliana, and then right next to Jellal. That pretty much sums up that arc right there for the three of them. Then we've got evil Square Nose here, and then Boots. Boots. Who do these boots belong to? All right. Anything we want to comment on this next page before we move on to the final?
Maybe that's Puss in Boots.
Puss in
What?
Boots is way too.
What's the other guy's name? Not Sting, but
Rogue.
Rogue and Kagura's face just are like, they look
almost the exact same.
Yeah, it's like so sad.
Wait, did we just start a Rogue Kagura ship?
Oh God.
No.
No.
I could totally
No.
see that though now.
No.
I could totally see that now.
Yeah, but no. Let's not go there.
It's a ship. It's happening.
It's happening.
I
It's a
shall
one-man
sail.
ship. It's a one-man
I shall
ship.
sail it.
Why does it look like that set of stuff is kind of like the Brady Bunch?
All right. Then we get to the final page, and here comes the biggest shocker ever with our major cliffhanger for this chapter. And it is Yukino reporting for duty, I'm assuming at the castle. So was she even really part of Sabretooth? What's going on? What are your thoughts and
I
feelings?
was a little confused. I was like, whoa, wait a second. Is she just trying to visit and she's being like polite, like that's the custom or something, or was she actually part of the military or something?
Right. That's what I want to know.
I was like,
you know,
what the heck?
Okay. Well, I guess we'll be finding out soon. The good news is next week will be a color cover and opening with special anime movie news. And it's only a month away from the opening. So all you people out in Japan, one more month to go. The rest of us have to wait another fucking year. Piss off.
Don't tell them to piss
And,
off.
yeah,
We
that-
like them. Remember?
I'm so mad. Sort these wankers out. That's all I'm saying. All right. Yeah, that is it for this chapter. And we're going to go through and let you know what we thought about it. Thumbs up or thumbs down for this week's chapter, guys. Going to start off with Aries.
Thumbs up.
Charle.
Yeah, pause up.
Elfman.
Thumbs up.
Jellal.
2 barrel rolls up.
Juvia.
Thumbs up.
And Mira.
Thumbs up.
Alrighty. So, what is one of the things that really stood out to you this week in the manga? Aries.
It's gotten me more and more curious as to what exactly happened between Kagura and Jellal, and I think it's, what's her name again? Miralia or something like that?
Miliana was part of the Gerza story.
Yeah, Miliana.
Yeah.
Miliana was part of the
Yeah.
story.
We've gotten Miliana's story. Alright, Charle.
I have to agree with Aries. I want to know what happened between Kagura and Jellal. Because of the fact that Kagura, with her personality, it's strong. It's independent. for her to collapse like that just by seeing him, it has to be worse than Erza, unless she was in love with him. That's where
That
I'm
would
going
make
with
sense to me. That would actually make a lot of sense to me.
Okay. Elfman.
I'm actually going on with what everyone else is saying. I do want to know what happened to Kagura.
Okay. Jellal.
I definitely liked it because I love the situation between Jellal and Mr. Chefman and all the happenings, and I think something's going to go down with that. But Kagura has to have eyes of a damn eagle to see through all those people just to see the blue hair. I mean, like, if you look at the panel, it's like tunnel vision right to him.
Blue hair stands out, mind you, you know.
But the thing is, though, this is anime world. You gotta think there's probably tons of purple and pink and all kinds of other colors in there.
Blue still stands out.
Not really.
Hey, I notice a Smurf when I see it. I'm just saying.
And then the Miliana thing. It's like one's like gets sick, the other one gets eternally pissed, and it's like PMSing all over the place there for you two.
Juvia.
I really love the barrel surfing. It was a relax from all of the stiff fighting, like the suspense and stuff from everything else. Especially in the rest of the chapter, so much suspense and like dramatic stuff, and then you get the typical old fairy tale back. Barrel surfing.
Mm-hmm.
Barrel roll.
And Mira.
I'm interested in finding out more about Yukino.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what's going on with her. If she was a member of like military before or like after she got kicked out.
Right. So Lumi and his story didn't really stand out to people. Okay. Just
we've been trying to figure that out forever.
Luxus stood out.
Here.
Luxus stood out. Okay. And finally, in comparison to all the other chapters that Hiromashima has put out for Fairy Tail, if you were to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, comparing all the other chapters, what would you give this one? Aries.
Probably 6.
Okay. Charle.
A 7.
Elfman.
I would give about a 7.
Really? Even with all the Evergreen going on?
Okay, who am I kidding? All of my wink.
All right, Jellal.
8 barrels for maximum speed.
Juvia.
I'm gonna have to go with like an 8.5. I really, really like this episode.
Okay.
Chapter.
Mira.
7, maybe 8, just for the barrel surfing.
Alrighty. And any predictions for next week's chapter? This is open. Anybody wants to say a prediction? More than welcome.
I know everybody's thinking like Joel did something with Kagura, but I kind of have an inkling that like something happened in Kagura's past and she thinks it's Joel, but it actually wasn't.
Ooh, I like that.
I do have that feeling that maybe it wasn't actually Jellal that did something to her, because the way she reacts to him is so
over the top.
And from everything we've seen from Jellal so far, yeah, he's cruel, he's heartless, but you had to have...
Or at least he used to be.
Yeah, at least he used to be. And to be able to have, like, been hurt that bad by him before Erza, I don't think that could happen.
There's been 7 years, so you never know.
Yeah, there's 7 years, but he...
Yeah, but he
not
changed
really been...
before those 7 years. It's not like he was still evil during those 7 years.
Yeah, but that's not saying that something didn't happen during those 7 years.
I have a feeling it's not him.
This is where I'm going back to there was something between those two.
It does make sense. It really does.
Yes. I'm sorry. To think on what's going on right now, there has to be.
I mean, personally, as a girl, if I saw somebody, the only thing like I could think of, I mean, it doesn't matter how mad I am unless they like seriously injured somebody I really cared about, that would make me like so sick to my stomach I almost threw up in public. When you're as strong as Kagura, definitely's got to be some sort of like emotional attachment to him.
Okay.
But then again, the emotional attachment couldn't be something like love. It could be like disgust for like something that happened to a village because of all the like probably because of like kidnappings and things while he was at the Tower of Heaven.
It's probably just sexual tension.
Well, not again.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to wrap it up for the manga recap and pretty much this episode of the podcast. And all that's left to do is just name this wacky, crazy, fucked up episode. So, episode 48 should be called what? Aries.
Sexual tension.
Charle.
Oh my god. The sex cast.
Elfman.
Fill my whipped cream.
Jellal.
Oh my god. Oh, why'd you have to say that I had my thing and now it's gone? Oh god.
You lost your thing?
I lost my train of thought. It went choo-chooing past my mind and gone.
I was about to say, did it get broken again?
Tina. Happy broke it.
Oh god. I just
Episode 48 should be called what? Jellal.
Episode 48 should be Barrel Rolls Back in Time.
Juvia.
Funky leg.
Mira.
You could cut that sexual tension with a Ka-nife.
With a Ka-nife. Yes, a Ka-nife.
You have to spell out Ka-nife.
Ka-nife.
Okay, I'm going to go with episode 48, Charles' sexual tension and wine barrel surfing. Alrighty. And yeah, that is going to pretty much do it for us, and we are going to play through all the ways that you can get a hold of us. You can now find us on iTunes and Zune by searching for Fairy Tale Podcast, or if you're watching us on YouTube, check the links below.
You can visit our website, fairytalepodcast.wordpress.com, to download the latest episodes of the podcast, plus download and see images and recipes from our segments.
You can find us on YouTube by looking at Fairy Tale Podcast. All of our episodes are posted immediately as they are finished, along with all the interviews. And remember to like and favorite the videos, as well as spread the word.
Keep up to date on when the newest episodes and chapters come out, as well as chat with other fans of the podcast and the Fairy Tale community. Discuss all your latest obsessions, share news, and chat with the crew of the podcast. Also be sure to send us your AMVs to post as well as any cosplay images you have. Help our community of fans to grow.
Keep up to date with the latest news, podcast updates, con updates, and what's going on in the world of Fairy Tale by following us on Twitter at FairyTaleCast.
And every time we get another follower, we give Happy a fish.
Nice!
And don't forget, if you want to send us fan mail, send it to fairytalepodcast@gmail.com. Alright, so we hope that you enjoyed this episode of the podcast with all the sexual attention that was in there. We really thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually like the way that we did the manga recap this time around, but we want to hear back from you. So send us emails, fairytalepodcast@gmail, or post comments on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, however you get a hold of us. Let us know what you thought. Did you enjoy this? Yes or no? We need to know. If you want to help us out in getting to all these crazy cons that we're trying to get to, because remember, Anime Southeast is just a couple of days away now, and we could still use help with that. You can help us out by donating, and we really, really appreciate it. It keeps the feed alive, it keeps a lot of stuff going, and I just can't afford to paying it out of pocket. And if you don't want to see this podcast go away, we could definitely use your support. So head over to konohacornerpodcast.webs.com, click on that little donation button, or go to PayPal and type in konohacornerpodcast@gmail.com in the PayPal and gift us the monetary amount of your choice so we can put it in Happy's little pouch. But while you're doing all that, please don't forget the reason that we're all here, and that, of course, is the Fairy Tale series. Help keep Hiro Mishima employed, and it's really, really simple to do. All you have to do is purchase the anime, manga, video games, and all the incredible swag that's out there. Show your support by being a fan, because we all know what Gerza does to pirates. So, yeah, that is going to wrap it up for us. I am Natsu Dragmeal, and I am going wine barrel surfing.
I'm Aries, and I think I'm gonna join Natsu.
Sexual tension.
I'm Charle, and it's about damn time this cat got some recognition.
I am Elfman, and please, send your Evergreen cosplays to fairytalepodcast@gmail.com.
Send them quickly!
Please!
Sexual tension.
I'm Jellal, and wine barrel surfing will relieve any sexual tension you have.
Especially those Urza panty shots. So we all know what we're gonna get Mira to cosplay next. She's gonna be Urza with the wine barrel surfing panty shots.
I'm Juvia, and I'm gonna follow Gray and hold like a wine barrel surfing, because I like to surf wine barrels. Yeah.
She's gonna surf his wine barrel.
Exactly.
I'm Mira and Elfman. Next time, can you please remember to clean up after looking at those Evergreen pictures?
Oh! That's great! That is funny. So, yeah, that is it for us. We are signing out from the greatest guild in the world. Peace off.